Okay. So yeah, welcoming you back once again. So we start with our second session, and now the session will be taken by Rohit. So Rohit, it's all yours. You can start.
Thank you, Chaudhary ma'am. Quick test. Am I audible to everyone? Just write in the chat box, please. All right then. Superb. So, welcome back to everybody. First of all, I would like to thank you, Professor Schulte, for giving his valuable time and give a glimpse of Tableau Desktop, how to use it for the data analysis. And I must say that the statistical guru, Mr. Hans Rulling data video, TED Talk video was very much funny and interesting. So thank you, Professor Schulte, once again. Okay. So we are using Zoom, and everything queries statement should be written on the chat box over Zoom. And allow me to start my session. Very famous quote I really like is, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, but involve me, then I learn. And this is what I really believe, and this is the motto of today's workshop, to interact with the audiences so that we can learn by practicing along with together. So in this session, Professor Klaus, who is my mentor in every step of my Tableau journey, will take care of the questions. So is it okay, Professor Schulte?
Yeah, it's okay. Sure, go on.
Okay. So welcome back once again. My name is Raj. I did Bachelor's of Engineering and then MBA in Financial Market from ITM Business School in the year 2009 and 11. And currently I'm living and studying in Germany, and my course is Masters of Science with a specialization is Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. So I'm a Tableau student ambassador from September last year. And through that journey, I got to introduce to Professor Klaus. And he's right now my mentor, as I told you before. Apart from that, I'm a Tableau desktop specialist certified, as well as SAP ERP S4HANA specialized. So my journey from the Tableau starts in mid of 2018. I'm started learning Tableau and all the other products of the Tableau, not regularly, but frequently. And along that, I got some opportunity in Germany to work along the different industry domains, specifically the software domain, the e-commerce domain, the finance and controlling domain. And right now I'm working in DHL as a working student. And over there, my work is related to the data with respect to logistics and supply chain management. So I put my LinkedIn profile over here so we can connect anytime. So that was my introduction. So I would really like to have your introduction. So the format is your current master degree and your bachelor's degree. So please write on the chat that what's your master degree and your previous bachelor degree. For example, mine is financial market, which was my master's, and before that, it was electronics and telecommunication as a bachelor's degree. So could you please write on the chat box? All right, super. Super, different domain, That's the beauty of management studies. Cool. That's nice. All right. So moving further on, let's have some fun at the beginning. So what's the name of this movie? Just type in the chat box. Yeah, many people knows that's Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. And what's the name of this movie? Maybe I can give you a hint. Yes, that's Avatar, directed by James Cameron. It's very amazing movie. And what's the name of this movie? Any idea? Well, the name of the movie is Prometheus. It's a science fiction movie from the franchisee of Aliens series. And I think you will guess this one right. So can you tell me what's the name of the movie? Well, that's Minority Report, directed by Steven Spielberg. So if I go back to the slides, so you can see each and every images, the character is looking around some numbers, some graphs, some 3D visualization. So you can understand how visualization so much useful to understand the data, specifically in the visual perspective. Okay, moving further on. So as per the Coursera Global Skill Report 2021, India stands for number 66. You can see on the right side, and having the data visualization section, it is still lagging. That's 25%. And for the sorry, that was a data analysis, and for the data visualization section, it is still emerging 38%. This report shows that the country like India, which having such a second biggest population and so many courses and so many education are available over here, we need more training and practices about the data science skills. And that's the reason Tableau partners with AICTE to empower the education, that is the teachers and the professors, as well as the students, more than 10,000 in the numbers regarding the higher education institute across the India with the data skills, because the data is the new oil right now. So if you have those skills to analyze the data, so the sky is the limit for you, specifically if you're having a internship or thesis or any kind of job in the industry. So it will help you a lot. So let's start with your profile. So I will read your profile. So you recently joined Accenture as a junior data analyst. The first day, you need to report Mr. Daniel Brinkman, who is your supervisor, as well as the business performance manager. Mr. Brinkman has 27 years of business consultation experience over multiple industries. During the meeting with Mr. Brinkman, you get to know other colleagues who are designated as a data analyst and senior data analyst. After the brief introduction to all the team members, you get introduced with the tools like BI, Tableau BI suite, and the ongoing projects, just to get a brief information about all the stuffs. Out of that, Mr. Brinkman assigned you to a corporate based project on your analytical skills. And this project belongs to the client called Mulfa Corporation, which is a global retail-based company worldwide. You have a meeting tomorrow on the client location. This will be your very first meeting between Accenture and Mulfa. Mr. Brinkman definitely will go along with you because having a great experience for handling the high valuable client like Bulfa Corporation. The presence of Mr. Brinkman will help to solidify the consultation procedure. So what comes next? That's the case study. Today, you with Mr. Brinkman is a meeting with Mr. Oswald Schoenbach, who is the country head sales department of Bulfa Corporation. Mr. Schoenbach explained that they are using MS Office tools, specifically MS Excel, for the sales analysis. They're experiencing that MS Excel has many limitations regarding the multi-analytical features due to too much manual work along with the lack of interactive dashboard interface. At initial stage, we would like to see a demo about how Accenture will help them to create the interactive data visualization to solve the sales analysis problems with the help of Tableau software. So for the demonstration, Mr. Schoenbach gives you a historical 4 years global sales order data from 2016 till 2019 to see and understand how Tableau will help for their sales analysis. Moving on further. So as the case study continues, Mr. Schoenbach wants to see regional and category based the following. The first one, overall sales seasonality. The second one, sales and profit for every country. The third one, sales and profit per category and subcategory. And the fourth one, average profit versus discount per category. All right. So how the works will start. So that's the workshop flow. So we download the data set and then we go data set integration to the Tableau. After that, we perform the analysis, then create the dashboard creation, and then we deploy to the Tableau public. So let's go step by step. So we have the data set, we already downloaded it and confirmed by the students. Now I will just minimize it and moving on further. So the next step is data set integration. So I quickly jump to the Tableau desktop. So are you guys able to see my Tableau desktop? Could you please confirm the chat box? Krupeshwar, are you able to see?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes, yes.
All right then. All right. This is my Tableau desktop. So where is my data? So you can open the data which is in Excel format. So yeah, so as you can see, these are the columns: country, customer, customer full name, market, order date, order ID. And we can see that we have nearly 51,291 records. Pretty long, but all we need as an analyst is to take care of the columns. So I just close this Microsoft Excel right now. And then first step, connect to the data set. So I open over here to the files. I can see the Microsoft Excel. So I just click over here. And now I can find the Global Superstore data, which is on my local system. I click over here and click open. It may take a little bit of time. Yes. So on the left hand side, you see this is my file name, global source data, and this is the sales order data, which is the worksheet. So I simply dragged it over here, which is already done over here because there's only one worksheet is available. On the below, you can see the columns: category, city, country, customer ID, and all. So these are the columns which is available in the Excel only, which you have already seen. My connection is live. That means if I change, excuse me, if I change any data or any manipulation in the Excel file, and if I do the save the file, and then if I click over here, which is a refresh data source, it will reflect on here. It's that simple. So moving further on, we have uploaded the data over here, and then we will go to the sheet 1. So as our requirement of the workshop flow, we already integrated the data set to the Tableau desktop. All right, what next? Sales performance. Okay, so we have to do the sales performance. So first one is overall sales seasonality. All right, so overall sales seasonality. So when it comes to seasonality, so statistically, it means something related to time and trend lines. So I want to take one of the column, order date is over here. So I simply drag it to the column. Cool. And it shows year 2016 to 2019. You can see a plus sign over here, which is a hierarchical sign. So I just click over here. It gives me quarter, a drill down. I click furthermore. So it gives me month. Cool. So I think till month it would be okay to show the sales seasonality. So I remove years from the columns. I remove quarters from the columns, and that's the months over here. And then I take the sales and put it over here on rows. Ooh, cool. We got the trend line. And we can see on the y-axis, it's a sales value. And on the x-axis, it's the month value. All right. Let me increase the screen. So I click on standard and click on entire view. Cool. We have the entire screen over here. But I really want all years sales data as per the seasonality. So I again take the order year and drag it to the colors field. Wow. So on the right hand side, we can see the legends with the color and the respective years from 2016 and 2019. Okay, fine.
Rohit, you might have to repeat maybe these steps. The students are asking for to be a little slower.
All right, I do it once again. So the sales seasonality. So first of all, there is a one column, it's called order date. So I drag it over on the columns. So I can see 2016 to 2019. But I can see over here, there's a plus sign. It means there's a drill down. So I can little bit drill down more from years to quarter. I can do one more time over here from on the quarter. So I can see the month. So I think I don't need furthermore. So I remove over here the years from the column and release my cursor. I take the quarter from the columns, go back to the data pane, release my cursor. So now you can see the months over here. I just want to make it a big screen. So click on standard and click on entire view. Cool. Now I want the sales in the terms of trend line. So I click the sales, drag it to rows. So it automatically shows a trend line of sales for every month cumulative to all the years, that is 2016 to 2019. So I want to make it a difference of the sales trend with respect to all the years. So once again, I take the order date and put that on the color shelf. Oops, some problem over here. Just wait a second. Can you see the screen, Professor Schulte?
Just a PPT.
Okay, wait a second. You see now?
Yeah, it's back.
All right. So I want to make it sure that I need to see all the years in different color. So I take the order date and put them back to colors. And you can see we have this trend or seasonality of the sales for all the years. You can see the legend and for all the months over here. So cool. I will do a little bit formatting. So I don't want to see the months with a full name. So I put my cursor over here on the x-axis. So anyways, you can put it on May or June, whatever. So I click on the right click and go for format. Okay, so you can see the format section comes over here. I can see the date, which is on the full name. So I click a drop down and I can see abbreviation and I click over here and it's gone. So now you can see it's January becomes Jan, February becomes Feb, March becomes MAR. Cool. A little bit more editing. So I see the sales over here. So I just right click over here, click on edit axis. A window will pop up over here. So I can see the sales as a titles. So I just edit it like sales in keywords, for example. And you can see over here, it automatically changes. All right, so click cancel. It's done. Little bit further change. So I don't need this word order date. So what I will do, I will put the cursor over there, click the right click and click on hide field label for the column.
Rohit, sorry. We don't see your right-click menus because it seems like you have only shared the window. I think you need to share your screen, that we also see the context menus when you right-click on something. Yeah, so please, when you share, do not only share the window, but share your desktop.
You see it?
Right click on something, please. No, we don't see it. You need to share the desktop, not the window.
Actually, I'm not getting that particular option over here.
Maybe stop sharing the screen and start it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then there should be desktop 1 or desktop 2, depending on how many desktops you have.
Can you see the desktop?
Yeah, and let's get right click on something.
Yeah.
We still don't see it, or at least I don't see it.
Professor,
But
can you?
No, sir.
Professor.
Rohit, when you share your screen now, you will be getting the option sharing window, sharing desktop. Okay,
I'm not
so
getting that. I'm not getting that.
I think you should get it. Just let me check. Just a minute. No, you will get it, you know. Just click on that. You will get it. Share screen. Okay. And that you
Okay.
to select don't select your screen. Okay. Select the tab, you just select your application you select.
So I click on the share screen.
Yeah, share screen. Select that. And now you
Ah,
check.
okay, okay.
Yeah, now you check. To right click.
Okay, I'm doing the
Yeah.
right.
Yes, right now it's fine.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so I just go back, follow step before. Okay, so till here it's fine. So I don't want to see the order date. So I just put my cursor over here to the right click and click on hide field or hide field label for the columns. And now it's gone. Now I don't want these grid lines, this horizontal grid lines. So putting the right click over here, click on format. And then I click over here lines. So I click to none. And for the rows, I click this grid line to none. Yes, it's not visible. All right. Moving further on, so I put the name of this worksheet is control sales seasonality. All right, and hit enter. Cool. And for the sake of convenience, click OK. Go to the sheet one on the below, right click, click on rename and control V. So that's exactly the name of my sheet. So come back to our case studies.
Rohit,
Yes,
can you just show once again how to remove the grid line? Some
sure.
of them are asking.
Sure. So once again, I don't want to see the order date. So I just put my cursor over here to the right click and I click on hide field labels for the columns. So it has removed. And now I don't want to see the background grid lines. So I click on the format. Okay. So there are multiple options over here on the left hand side. So I go to the last one, which is called lines. And this is for the rows. So I click on the rows tab and I can see the grid lines over here. So click the drop down and click on none. And now it's gone. All right. And then I put the heading. So I double click on the sheet one and I just simply write overall sales seasonality. I just copy it, hit enter over here. So I can see it over here on the top, but I want to put this worksheet as the same name as the heading or the title. So I put my cursor close to the sheet one, do the right click, go to rename, and I already copied the title. So I just do Control V, that is paste, and hit enter. It's done. All right. So come back to our case study. So problem one is solved. So second problem is sales and profit for every country. Okay, come back to Tableau. Open the next worksheet, which is just right to your initial worksheet, that is overall sales seasonality. So when you put your cursor over here.
Rohit,
Yes,
maybe, sorry, one interruption. Could you maybe show how to get back the data pane? So maybe close the format menu and then the students will see how to get back the data pane. Yeah, because someone asked how to get back the order date. I think that's that should solve the question, because the order date is among the dimensions in the data pane.
Okay, so I just close the format font over here, and you can see all the columns of your file in the dashboard once again. Is that the answer of the question?
Yeah.
Professor Klaus, can you confirm it?
The student hasn't confirmed yet, but I think yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I will go further on. So come back to the slides. So the next question is sales and profit for every country. That's the second visualization. So my cursor down below and it shows a new worksheet. So I simply click on it. All right. So the question is, how can we show the sales and the profit for every country? So directly I can put the country name over here. Okay, so it doesn't give me anything new, but what I can show you is how to visualize it in a geographical way. So there's a column called country with a type, country type, geographical type. So I simply drag the country in the visual pane like this and release your cursor. So you can see the map, global map over here, and with some blue dots. And if you put your cursor over here, you can see the country. So this is Spain, France, this is Germany, this is India, Nepal, Bangladesh. Okay, so now come back to the slides. So I need sales and profit over there. So let's start with the sales. So here is sales. Here is my sales. So I put the sales, drag and put that in the size like this. Okay. And now for better visuality, I increase the size. So I again click on the size and increase the bar. Cool. Now it looks pretty much presentable. All right. And then I will make the profit in the colors. So I just drag the profit and put that on colors. Okay, so if you see on the right hand side, we get two legends. The first legend is the sales. So we can see the bubbles are in the different shades. That means the bigger the bubble means the bigger the sales. And below is the profit. So profit is in different colors. So higher the number means darker the shade in both the ways. So in a positive way, higher the profit, so it becomes more darker blue. And on the left hand side, if the profit is getting lower, it's getting orange and darker orange. Okay, and then I put the country again to get the name of the country. So I simply drag the country and put that on the labels. So you can see the name of the country is also visible over here. All right, now it's time to do some kind of editing. So first of all, I rewrite the title, say sales and profit country. I just copy it down, hit OK. So it's visible over here, sales and country, sales and profit per country as a title. And I want to make it as the worksheet name. So I double click on worksheet 2, Control V and hit enter. And it's done. So, okay, fine. So let's do a little bit more over here. So I just want to do a little bit more formatting. So I go
Rohit,
to, yes.
Rohit, maybe 1 second. Could you share again how to create the map, maybe in a fresh sheet, just how to double click on country name? Because I think that step someone missed, how to create the map.
Understood. So I just make it like fresh. So I cancel this. So guys, this is the sign of clear the sheet. So I simply click on it and it's gone. All right, once again. So start with the basics. So I can see the column country, which has a type geography over here. So I drag it on the visual pane once again and release it. So it automatically shows the global map. Okay. And all this dot, why are these dots are there? Because these dots belongs to country, which is in your Excel sheet. That's why. Okay, so what I do, I put the sales on as a bubble over here. So I drag the sales and put that on size. So you can see over here on the marks, it's automatically takes the circle and I can see the bubbles with different sizes. So for better presentation, I just increase the size of the bubble by clicking the size once again. I can shift the bar to the right hand side a little bit. Yes, now it looks more presentable. So the size of the bubble shows the sales. Okay, so for example, if the US is there, you can see it has the biggest bubble, so it has the highest sales amount. Okay, now it's time to show the profit over here. So I take the profit from my data pane. So this is my data pane. So I take the profit from here and drag it to colors. So we can see on the legend side, so there are two colors, the orange side on the left hand side and the blue one is on the right hand side. So as we see, the shades is getting darker and darker respectively for both the colors as the value gets increases. All right then. And now I just want to put the name of each country. Okay, when I put my cursor, I can see, okay, it's United States, but it is not visible over here on my visual pane. So what can I do? I simply take the country from the data pane and drag it to the labels. Now you can see the name of the country on the visual pane over here. All right. Okay, let's
maybe Rohit, one question, if you allow. How have you decided which variable is on which mark? So why did you decide sales to be on size and why profit on color?
It's basically a general practice. If you work with the sales data and the profit, and if you want to show it in a geographical way, so this is the best practice in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, we are again talking about pre-attentive attributes, right? So we have to decide on which variable we use for which attribute. And I would agree with Rohit. The big size tells us something about the sales. I think that's pretty. I can pretty much relate to that. And color is kind of alarming or an alert. When it gets red, we have some profit issues, and I would do it the same way.
All right, Professor Schulte, shall we proceed?
Yeah. Like some are still struggling with the map. So again, you can also create a map by just double clicking on country in the data pane. Maybe that's quickest way of doing it.
Should I do it once again or?
I don't think so. I think you've shown it several times. With regards to the time, I think we have to move forward.
All right then. Okay. I just want to do a little more editing part and make it more interactive. So over the top, I can see a tab called Map. So I click over here. I see various options. And I would like to go on Map Layers. I click on it. Super cool. So we can see on the left hand side there are lots of options. So for example, style. So this one is very light, so I want to make it dark. So I just click on the drop down and I can see the option dark, so I click on it. Amazing. All right, and the below one is the option is called washout, so I just increase the percentage little bit more, up to 20%. Perfect. All right, so till now everything looks cool. So I close the map layer option from here. Okay, little bit more editing, that would be also make it more beautiful. So I go to the color shelf once again, click on it, and I can see the option effect, which is on the below. In that effect, there are two options, border and halo effect. So first of all, I will go to the border. There's a drop down. I click on it and I make it white border. So you can see all the borders becomes white with respect to all the circles. Okay. Again, I go to color and now it's time for halo. So I click on halo and I make it a little bit off-white. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So I just wanted to make it none. So you can see the background of every country has disappeared. I just repeat once again. So I click on colors, go to halo on the effect, click the drop down and click on none. All right then. So till now, we finished our second question over here. Now we jump directly to the PPT and let's rock to the third question. So the third question is sales and profit per category and subcategory. All right. Come back to Tableau desktop. Click on a new worksheet. Okay, so we have blank over here. So what's the question says? Sales and profit per category and subcategory. So just check our data pin once again. So we can see we have a category and a little bit go below we have subcategory. So I just put it over here, the category, and then drag it the subcategory. And then I put my sales over here. So I just drag it up and put it here. So you can see over here, the Tableau is automatically give us the indication. So I release my cursor. Yes. So this is one thing to do. Okay. But I want to make it in a statistical way. So what I will do it, I don't put over here on the text, but I just take it from here to the columns. And there we got a horizontal bar. I just increase the size of the screen. So I click on standard and click on entire view. Superb. But as I see, these are not arranging in any particular order. So how can we make it ascending or descending order? So over the ribbons over here, I can see sorted descending, and a bit left hand side, it's sorted ascending. So I try to choose to make it descending. So I do nothing, simply click over here, and it automatically changes to descending order for all the separate subcategories. So now I do little bit modification at this point of time. So just want to visible subcategory. So you can see there's a line over here. So if you put your cursor, you can see the arrow. So just drag it little bit more. Yes. Now I can see category, I can see subcategory, and I can see the horizontal bar in a descending order. Now we have the sales, but what about the profit? So again, go back to the data plane and we see the profit. So as per the pre-attentive attributes, I just put the profit and drag it to colors. Wow, cool. So this, as before we did in the geographical map, we can see over here, there's a legend has been created. So darker shade means the number is getting bigger from both the sides. So over here, you can see the orange tableau is the subcategory table, which is on orange color. So if I put my cursor over here, so I can see the profit is in negative. So that's one of the blind spot over here. All right, till now, everything is cool. So I edit the title over here. So I simply go to my sheet, copy the title, come back to Tableau, and rename the title over here. Oops. So make it black. And okay, I just write it over here. I just cancel it. So double click sheet name. So it's sales and profit category and sub category. All right, I just copy it, Control C, hit OK, go down to the sheet number 3, right click, go to rename and Control V, and it's done. All right, now I don't like this vertical grid lines. So what can I do? I put my cursor over here on the visual pane, do the right click, go to the format, click the format font is visible here. Okay, so again, I go to the lines, click on it, and this time I go to the columns, and I can see a grid line option is here. I drop down it over here and make it none. Got it. Okay, now the work is done, finished. So I cancel the format lines and it's done. Okay, so
Rohit, there's one question. Please repeat after rename. I think that should be again the grid line, right?
Okay, I go back. So I want to remove this grid line. So and this is the vertical grid line. So I click on format, right click, format, click on the format. The format option appears on the left hand side, and we see various options over here. So I go to the last option, which is called lines, click on it, and then I go to the tab columns, and I can see the option grid lines over here. There's a drop, click over it, and click none. So my vertical grid lines will disappear. Excuse me. So I cancel the format line. This is finished. Okay. So what next? The next, back to the slides, and then last one is average profit versus discount per category. Okay.
Rohit,
Yeah.
there is one question, if we can change the chart type. And I already mentioned in the chat, yes, you can of course change the chart type. And maybe you could introduce Show Me very quickly.
Sure.
Would that be possible? Because
Yes.
that is some kind of assistance that you get from Tableau to choose different chart types as well.
Yes. So there is a one option, it's called the Show Me, so which has nearly 24 predefined visualization. So you can choose it text table, you can go with horizontal bar chart, geographical bar chart, pie chart, okay, and this area chart and all the stuff, bubble chart is there, and whisker plot chart. And Tableau is also recommend you that which chart is good for this kind of visualization. But in my case, in this case, I just wanted to show in a horizontal bar charts. That's why I select the chart option over here. So I hope that's the answer of this question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Moving further on. So back to the PPT. So the question is average profit versus discount per category. Okay. Come back to Tableau and open a new sheet. So I click on new worksheet. All right. So we want to show the discount and the profit. So how can we show it? So this time we can show it in a scatter plot way. So I take the profit and drag to the rows, and then I take the discount and drag it to the columns. Okay, so we have something over here. It's a single circle. So this shows that this value is aggregated. It means combined, but I want to make it individual for each and every perspective or whatever the field we will choose. So there's a solution over here in Tableau. So I simply go up on the tab and I can see it's called analysis. So I click on it and I can see that these measures is aggregated already, but I don't want to make it aggregated. So I click over here, so it will uncheck it. And this is non-aggregated value of your profit and your discount. Now, I want to make this screen bigger. So I click on it and click on entire view. Super. All right then. So I can see on the y-axis is the profit and the x-axis is the discount. Okay, let's do a little bit editing, but before that, let me show you how to make, how to show the average profit and average discount. So,
Rohit,
please.
and there is again a question to repeat this. So maybe the step how you've disaggregated the view.
Okay, so we have one single color over here, which shows that the sum and the profit is aggregated. If you put your cursor, you can see the discount is not like 7,330 and the profit is 1 million, 1.4 million, something like that. So we want to disaggregate it. Or so what we can do, we can go to the analytical analysis tab over here, which is on the top. Click on it and I can see aggregate measures, which is already clicked, but I don't want aggregated measures. So if I click over here once again, so it is disaggregated. Let's check. So I click on analysis once again. Now you can see there is no tick mark over here. That means all the data in my visualization, that is profit and discount, is disaggregated. Now,
maybe if you allow me to add one thought, when you look at the very bottom left corner, you see this 51,290 marks. So that means we have now one mark for every record in our original table.
Yeah.
Yeah. A different way to break it down would be to just take any dimension you want onto detail. That would also break down the view into more marks, right? So, for example, taking order ID on detail, then you would have accordingly one circle for each order ID and not for every record from the data set.
Thank you, Professor Schulte, for simple clarification. All right. So moving further on, I want to increase the screen. So I click on over here and click the entire view. The screen is extended. Now, I want to show the average profit as well as the average discount. How can I show it? So on the left-hand side, I can see the data pane, which is we already seen. But along with that, on the right-hand side, there is called analytics. So I just click over here. So this is the analytical pane. So over here, you can see constant line, average line, median with quarter, box plot, average line with the 95 CI means the confidence interval, median, and so on. So I want average. So I put my cursor on average, which is the model section, and drag it to the visual. So when you dragging it, a window will pop up and it asking me where you want to put for the discount and for the profit. So at this point of time, I want to make it profit for the entire table. So I put it over here and you can see in the background, there's a light orange color is visible. It means it's on the right place. So release your cursor and you can see a line has been drawn for the profit. And if you put your cursor over here, you can see the value, the average is 29. I hope there is a question. Professor Schulte.
Yeah, there is a question how this step is different from converting it into dimensions. So the disaggregating step versus making it a dimension. And the difference is that when doing it like this, you will get a mark for every record in the data set. And when you change it to dimension, you get a mark for every distinct value in the data set. That's actually the difference here.
Okay, so that's the average profit over here in the terms of line. Okay, now I want to do little modification. So I put my cursor over the average, right click and go to the edit mode. A new window will pop up. So there are multiple options. So no need to change anything. So the scope is my entire table. So keep it as it is. Come to the line. So the value is sum of profit. That's cool. I wanted to make it average, so average is already selected. Now I want to put the label. So there's a drop down over here. I want to make it custom. So click on the custom. So another blank will generate it on the right hand side. I just write whatever I want. So I just write AVG dot profit. Is equal to, it's just a string, so you can write anything. And then I want to put the value. So you can see an arrow mark on little right. So you just click on it and select the lowest one, that is value. Okay. Then come below. So the line and confidence interval is 95, but I don't want it. So I click on the drop down and I only select line only. Okay. Now formatting part is there. So for the line, I don't want the straight line, but I want the dash line. So I click on dash line and it's done. And I don't want anything fill above. I don't want anything in fill below. Everything is okay. Hit OK and click anywhere on the visual pane. So you can see the average profit is 29. So just a little bit more editing. So if you see the label average profit, I just put one more thing, that is $sign. And it's okay. So you can see the $sign over here. Make it a little bit darker. So go to the right click over here, go to the format. So I want this line to be darker. So I click over here on the drop down and put it black. All right. And I want the font, which is average point profit, make it bold. And I want this average profit not on the left side, but on the right both side. So we have an option, it's called alignment. So I click on it and I can see the horizontal section. So I click the leftmost side and you can see what's written over on the left hand side shifted to the right hand side. Click on the visual pane and cancel the format. Okay, now it's time for the discount. So we will do the same process. We are at the analytical pane. In the model section, there is average with 95% confidence interval. Drag it to the sheet. And this time I will go with discount. So I moved my cursor close to discount and you can see a light orange color behind it. So I release my left click. So the average for the discount is visible here. Once again, I put my cursor on the average, do the right click, go to the edit format. The scope is entire table. The value is sum. The calculation is average. On the label, there's a drop down. I click on it, go to the custom. A new blank will pop up. I just write AVG dot discount equals to, now I put a value over here. So I click on this arrow and go below on the value. I click on it. The value is there. And case percentage. And for the line and confidence interval, I don't need. I just want the line only. So I click on line. And I want this line in black color in dash mode. Hit enter.
Rohit,
Sure.
could you? I think there is still some confusion on how to get here. Could you once again show where to how to come from the data pane to the analytics pane, and then drag on the average?
Oh, for both or for
No,
the discount?
I think just for discount that should be enough. But how to get there from the data pane, I think might be difficult to find the analytics pane.
Okay. I just go back.
Just for the discount, I think that should be enough.
Okay, just wait a second. Okay, so for the discount, so we have the data pane over here, and right hand side we have analytics pane. So click on it. Over here on the model, go to the average with 95 confidence level interval, and try to drag it to the visual pane. But this time I want for the discount. So I put the discount close to the discount on the table, and you can see a orange color behind it. So I release my cursor over here, and it comes over for the discount. Now I just wanted to do a little bit editing. So I put my cursor on average, go to the edit. Everything is same. The entire table, sum, average, come to the label, click on drop down, go to custom. Another blank will appear. Write whatever you want to write. So I just write PVG dot discount space equals to, and then I put a value here. So there is an arrow button, click on it. You can see field name, field label, computation, value. So I want value. So you just click over it. It appears over here. Don't do anything to the tooltip. Come down to the line and confidence level. Click the drop down. Select line only. Coming back, coming bit down. So there is a formatting. So we have line option here. Click the drop down. Select dash and make it black. Don't need to change fill above. Don't need to change fill below. Click OK. All right. So we can see average discount and average profit. Let's do a little bit more formatting. So the discount is basically in the terms of percentage. So what we can do, we just do the right click on, put your cursor over here, do the right click and click on format. So you can see format discount option comes over here. So click on axis, okay, and on the scale you can see the numbers. Okay, so numbers, it shows the normal number. So click on the drop down and you can see number standard, number custom, currency standard, currency custom, scientific, percentage. Yes, that's what we want. So click on percentage and how many decimal places you want. So I don't need any decimal places, so I reduce the decimal places and click on the visual pane, and it's done. And for the profit, put your cursor on y-axis, hit on, do the right click, click the edit axis, and the title, just drag it and make it $, and close it. Okay, superb. So we are almost done. So we just rewrite the title. So that's ABT profit versus discount curry. And copy it. Hit OK. And put it here. Go to the sheet number 4. Do the renaming. Right click. Put the rename and save it over here. And hit enter. Okay.
Rohit, Rohit, I think there was one valid comment in the chat. If you do the other way around, first rename the sheet, then you don't have to rename the title.
Yes, we can do that. I mean, I always do something like this. So this is, I mean, like I do that kind of practice.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we have average profit, we have average discount, and we have category, but we cannot find, like, we cannot like distinguish it, like, because categories, there are multiple categories in our Excel sheet. So what we can do it, so we take the category, and you can see there is one card, it's called shape. So you just drop it down over here. Okay, so this is something different. So you can see a legend bill appears for the furniture, office supply, and technology. So over here, you can choose the whatever this the symbols you want to choose by clicking on the shape, and this is a default option. So you can choose the filled one or arrow bar, whatever you want to choose, and hit OK. So if I click on furniture, so it's not showing anything. But if I click on the drop down and select the highlight selected item, so you see, if I click on furniture with the circle sign, all the circle sign is appearing. The square sign and the plus sign with respect to office supplies and technology is disappearing over here. If you click on the office sign, office supplies, so only squares will appear. And if you click on the technology, so only the plus signs will be appear. So that's one of the features you can use when you go for presentation of your dashboard or in front of your managers or business leaders. So I hit back again the highlight selected items to unselected. Okay, we are all set for the dashboard. We have done everything, every questions. So what next? So the next is dashboard creation. Till now, anybody's having any doubt?
I think we are more or less good. I think it's sometimes maybe difficult to follow every step, especially with the formatting, but I think we can go on.
Okay, cool. Now it's time to make a dashboard. So where is the dashboard? So you can see a new worksheet, and right to it, we can see a new dashboard. Simply click on it. Aha. So we have a dashboard over here. So first thing first, we have seen the dashboard. This is the dashboard section is there. So we can select the device over here. So there are lots of devices, but we don't need. So we can make it default. We can make it a phone device also, but we don't need it at this point of time. Below it, there's a size. So there are lots of sizes are there. So this is the desktop browser size. So you can go for full screen, laptop, web page, blog, small blog, A3, A4, and numbers of things. So we want to make it customized with respect to our dashboard. So we can see the width and the height, which you can change it. So I changed the height to 1900 pixels, and I changed the height to 1000. And yes. Okay. Just drag it up a little bit over here. Yeah. So first thing first, you can see below there's an object and it has multiple options. So you have horizontal, vertical, text, images, web page, as data extension, download, navigation, and blank. We don't have to use each and everything over for this workshop. So I just use whatever is required. So first of all, I take the blank page and drag it over here. You can see the screen becomes a bit darker, and I simply release it. Okay. Now, first thing first, I want to put the sales seasonality over the dashboard. So we have 4 worksheets over here, which I want to put on the dashboard. The process is very simple. Just put your cursor over individual worksheet, for example, this one, and drag it to the screen. So you can see a little bit, I would say a little bit darker screen over here. That Tableau is recommending you to put it over here. So I just release it over here. Okay. And then I put sales and profit per country to the below, to the right hand side. So I take the sales and profit per country and put it over here a little bit right hand side. Okay. Now you can see a little bit space is making over here. So what can I do? I just simply click on this board and I can see a cross mark. So I just cancel it. I don't need this container. So I removed it. Okay. And on the further right hand side, you can see the legends are also visible over here for the respecting worksheet. All right. Now 2 more left. So I want to put it on the below. So once again, I put the sales and profit per category on the below. So you see it's showing it is as a below one. So I just drop it over here. Yes. And the 4th one is the scatter plot based average profit and average discount. So I drag it over here, put it a little bit on the right hand side and release it. Okay, so far so good. And then I take the text and drag it on the top like this. Okay, so now the window will appear. So I just write something like in black color that overall sales in bracket 2016 till 2019 Overview. Dashboard. Okay, so I just select it. I choose the color Tableau Bold, and I increase the size till, let's suppose 20. Hit OK. Now it appears over here. Little bit modification. So I just select it over here. But I want to make it in the middle. So there's a center is there. Click on it and hit OK. All right. Little bit adjustment is required. So if I move my cursor and put on the border, I can see up and down row. That means I can adjust the size of individual container. So I put it a little bit above, a little bit above, a little bit above. Yeah. And this one goes a little bit down. Okay. So far, so cool, so good. Now, I can see years which is like I cannot move because it's static over here, but I want to make it floating. So when I put my cursor over here, I can see a drop down. I click over here and there is an option called floating. I click on floating and now I can move this legend. So I drag it and put in the first worksheet like this. I don't need this sales thickness. So I just click over here and I cancel this one. I need profit as a floating. So I click over here, click the drop down, select floating and put it close to the third worksheet. And I want this one, category, make it floating again, and drag it to the scatter plot visualization worksheet like this. Okay. And now this space is left. So what can I do? I just click on it and I don't need it. So I just cancel it. Perfect. All right. So little bit, we have put everything. Now it's time to make it interactive. So what I'm going to do, I make all the sheets as a filter. So
Rohit,
sure.
Sorry, could you please drag on the text again to show how you've created the title?
Okay, so I'm doing once again. So the title of the dashboard, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I just cancel it once again. So there is a called there is an object called text. I simply drag it. So Tableau is asking me with a light background. You want to put over here? No. You want to put over here? No. 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 And if I go a little bit furthermore, then I want to make it entirely above. And this is the right option. And then I release my cursor. And now it's asking me directly that what exactly you want to edit in the text. So when I edit the text and hit enter OK, it will automatically visible as the title of my dashboard. So I just write once again, overall sales 2016 till 2019 review. Dashboard. Okay. I select all this. I want to change the font. So I selected Tableau Bold. I want to increase the size. So I select 20. I want to make it black. So I click on black color. I want to make it at the center. So I click on center. Hit OK. And it's there. Now adjust this container little bit. So if you see the borders, you can see the cursor having up and down arrow. That shows that you are ready to adjust the size. So I just move it up, something like this. Okay, I think this is the answer of the question.
Yeah, maybe with regard to the dashboard title, there's also the show dashboard title option at the bottom left of the dashboard. So that would be the default title you could also use.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want to make it a little bit more interactive. So I will make it all the worksheet as filter, which if you click over there in any point on individual worksheet, the rest of the worksheet will be get changed. And I will show you how. So let's go with the first one. So you can see if you click over here, you can see some options. So there is an option like use as a filter. Simply click on it. So it becomes very dark. It means it has activated. Come to the next one. Do the same process once again. Click on filter. Go below down. Come to the third one. Click on filter. Come to the fourth one. Click on filter. Okay. So now what will happen? I just go for the presentation mode. So guys, this is the presentation mode. So if you click over here, it will give you in a presentation mode. So for example, if I select April, so everything will get changed because the filter is acting over here. But and if I want for June 2016, then see every values is changing. So your map is changing, your sales and profit per category and subcategory is also changing, and your average profit and discount per category is also changing. Along with it,
Rohit, could you please repeat and show how to implement the filters?
Sure. So you go to the individual worksheet, click on it, you can see many options. Cancel, go to the sheet, and there is one option is called use as filter. Click on it and don't do nothing. Come to the next worksheet, do the same process. Click on the filter. Come to the third one, click on the filter, and come to the fourth one, click on the filter. So what will happen that if you click anywhere in this all one of the four sheets, the rest of the three sheets will be changed accordingly. So as I show you with the first one, if you click on June 2016, if you select this, I want to see everything. So you see the sales values, geographical sales and profit value get changed on geographical way, in a horizontal way, which is on the third worksheet. And if you see the average profit is now $26 and average discount is like 17%. Okay, so how to make it reset? Simply click on the empty space over here. Now it's back to this initial position. Okay, how the second works? So if I click on the Canada, simply click over here. Now everything, every sheet got changes with respect to the Canada. Oh, sorry, that's the United States. Sorry, yeah. So now you can see how the filter affects the rest of the worksheet over here. How to go back to the initial stage? Do nothing, simply click on the worksheet, one click, and back to the normal sheet. Hit escape, and the presentation mode is gone. So now little bit modification is there. I don't like the year of order dates. I want to change it. So just click over here, click on the words, double click over here. Now you can see, you can edit it. It's called years. Click over here. Oops. remove the rest of the part and hit OK. Sounds pretty good and looks pretty good as well. Okay, anything else is required? Not anymore. So fine. So we almost have our dashboard. So now come to the PPT once again. And what the case study says that wants to see the region wise. Okay, so we want to see all this thing based upon the region. Come back to the Tableau. So we don't see we have any region or anything like that in our dashboard. So what we can do, very simple, you just go to any worksheet. So I choose the first worksheet over here, and then I can see the option, go to worksheet. I click on the worksheet. All right. And then I have a column called region. I drag it over and come to the filter. Release your cursor and window will pop up. Now this will ask many questions in the general tab, that which country you want to select. Sorry, which region you want to select. I want all the region. So click on all. Every region is selected over here. Simply click on OK. Perfect. Now come to the dashboard once again. So what you did, you recently added a filter which you want to make it which you want to make it a filter, gives a filter effect for the entire dashboard, but it is not visible here. So how can we show that filter over here? So the answer is very simple. You again click on the worksheet. You can see many options, and on the below you see more option. Click on it, and then you can see the filters. Okay, and over the filters you can see one filter is the region. You simply click on it and it will appear over here. Now to edit this, because it is eating some space over here, which is not good. So what can I do? Again, I will make it floating by drop down and make it floating. Okay, I can move it over here and I can delete this container back to the normal space, but it looks very much untidy at this point of time. I just wanted to reduce this much. Okay, so what can I do? So I simply go to the drop down, click over here, and then I click on multiple values drop down. So when I click over here, it has reduced. I small the size of this filter, and when I click on the drop down, I can still see all the filters over here. Sorry, all the regions over here. Now it's time to put it in some very nice place. So I put it and I drag it over here on the top right hand side. Okay, then. But if I do anything, nothing will affect except this one, because this filter is connected to only this worksheet. But I want that this filter will affect second worksheet, third worksheet, and fourth worksheet. How can we do? The answer is very simple. Click again the drop down, and you can see the second option, apply to filters. In this section, you can see other multiple sections, that is all using relatable database, all using this data sources, selected worksheet, only this worksheet. So simply click on the second option, all using this data source, and it's done. So if you click, if you unselect all, nothing will happen. But if you select EMEA, it will show some values. If you select north, it will change again the values. You can see all the sheets are changing. Okay, let me put in a presentation mode. So
Rohit,
North, yes.
there are a couple of questions. So one person asking for repeating all the steps. I fear we don't have the time to do all the steps to put the dashboard together again. But maybe you've put the filter in one sheet, region on the filter in one sheet, and then maybe you can show how to bring it up in the dashboard, the filter.
Okay. I exit the presentation mode and I remove this filter. So what I do, I go to the worksheet. Okay. So I already put the filters over here. Do I need to explain this, Professor Schulte, once again?
I don't think so. So just dragging a region from the data pane to the filter shelf.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I go to the dashboard. Okay. And then I want to appear that filter over here. So I click on the worksheet number 1. I go to more option and I can see the filters. In filters, there are many filters available. So I recently connected with one filter that is called region. I select it. I can see that region. But if I do a change, okay, it's already connected. So
yeah, it's already working.
Yeah, it's already working. So the concept is very simple. So go to the any worksheet, select the filters which you want, okay, and then put it over here by selecting the mode option and the filters. You can see the new one over here. Click on it, it will appear over here on your dashboard. And then I do a little bit modification. I make it floating. So floating, click on the floating. Okay. I remove this extra space. I don't need that. And then I make this one as a multiple value dropdown. And I remove the extra space for this filter. And I put that over here. And connect this filter to the rest of the filter. I simply do a dropdown, click, apply to the filter and select all using this data source. And that's it. So it's done over here. So if I go to the presentation mode once again, so if I select all, it's very cool. But if I don't want to see Oceania or something like if I want to see EMEA only, so it shows only the EMEA regions for all the years, all the geographical levels, and sales and profit. So for example, if I want to see something like Turkey, so you can see the turkeys. If I select the turkeys, the sales seasonality, the sales and profit category and subcategory, and the average and profit discount per category is also changing. And this shows very much red, which is not good. That means negative profitability. And that's why you can see too much negative to or red to orange color, but not a single blue color. That's something you can show as a blind spot. So you can talk with your management people to make some promotions or something like that for the future strategies for that particular company. So Professor Schulte, how much time do I have?
I think we are almost at the end.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Professor Krupesh, how much time do we still have?
Yeah, maybe around 5 minutes, sir. Max.
Okay, 5 minutes. It's
or 10 minutes.
it's very it's very less. So I will. Okay. So